In the quiet halls of the Portuguese court, Queen Maria I pored over ancient maps, her mind ablaze with visions of conquest. With determination in her eyes, she set her sights on the distant lands of the Middle East, where whispers of riches and power awaited. And so, with resolve and ambition, she embarked on a daring quest to extend her empire's reach into the heart of ancient lands. Episode 1: The Rise of Portugal. In the early 19th century, Queen Maria I of Portugal, known for her sharp intellect and ambitious vision, seized the opportunity to expand her empire's influence beyond the shores of Europe. With Portugal's naval supremacy secured, thanks to advancements in shipbuilding and navigation, Queen Maria I set her sights on the lucrative trade routes of the Middle East. Utilizing a network of spies and diplomats, Portugal carefully assessed the political landscape of the region, identifying key players discontent with Ottoman rule. One such ally emerged in the form of Muhammad Ali Pasha, the ambitious ruler of Egypt, who saw Portugal as a potential counterbalance to Ottoman dominance. As whispers of Portuguese intentions spread, rival European powers grew wary of Queen Maria I's ambitions, fearing a shift in the balance of power. Nevertheless, undeterred by external pressures, Portugal embarked on a diplomatic offensive, forging alliances with local tribes, emirates, and sultans eager to break free from Ottoman control. With the stage set, Portuguese forces led by seasoned commanders like General Manuel de Oliveira embarked on a daring campaign to conquer the Middle East. Their first target, the strategic port city of Alexandria. In a dramatic display of naval prowess, Portuguese warships bombarded Alexandria's defenses, paving the way for a swift amphibious assault. Despite fierce Ottoman resistance, the city fell to Portuguese control, sending shockwaves throughout the region and signaling the beginning of Portugal's Middle Eastern conquest. As Queen Maria I basked in the glory of victory, her gaze turned toward the ancient city of Constantinople, the jewel of the Ottoman Empire. With each conquest, Portugal's influence in the region grew, laying the foundation for a new chapter in the history of the Middle East. Yet, as the Portuguese Empire expanded its reach, it also sowed the seeds of future conflicts and rivalries that would shape the destiny of nations for centuries to come. Episode 2: The Conquest unfolds flush with victory. From their successful capture of Alexandria, the Portuguese Empire's momentum surged as they set their sights on further conquests in the Middle East. Queen Maria I, hailed as a visionary monarch, orchestrated a meticulously planned campaign to extend Portuguese dominance across the region. With the Mediterranean firmly under their control, Portuguese fleets, commanded by the likes of Admiral João da Silva, set sail for the ancient city of Antioch, a vital hub linking Europe to the east. As Portuguese cannons thundered and infantry stormed the city's walls, Ottoman defenders fought valiantly, but ultimately succumbed to the overwhelming force of the invaders. Meanwhile, in the Arabian Peninsula, Portuguese emissaries forged alliances with local tribes, promising wealth and autonomy in exchange for their allegiance. The legendary explorer, Vasco da Gama, navigated treacherous waters and brokered deals with Bedouin chieftains, securing vital support for Portugal's expansion into the heart of the Arabian desert. From the fertile valleys of the Tigris and Euphrates to the bustling markets of Aleppo and Damascus, Portuguese influence spread like wildfire as merchants, artisans, and settlers flocked to newly conquered territories in search of fortune and adventure. However, as Portuguese forces pushed deeper into Ottoman territory, they encountered fierce resistance from entrenched defenders unwilling to relinquish their ancestral lands without a fight. In the rugged mountains of Kurdistan and the desolate plains of Anatolia, Portuguese soldiers faced grueling battles against determined adversaries, testing their mettle and resolve. Despite these challenges, Queen Maria remained undeterred, dispatching reinforcements and supplies to bolster her armies and crush all opposition. As the conquest of the Middle East unfolded, Portugal's destiny as a global superpower seemed assured, but the true test of their dominance lay ahead as they sought to consolidate their gains and navigate the complex web of politics and power in the region. Episode 3: Challenges and Resilience. As the Portuguese Empire continued its expansion into the heart of the Middle East, Queen Maria faced a myriad of challenges that threatened to derail her grand ambitions. Despite early victories and the establishment of Portuguese hegemony over key territories, resistance to foreign rule simmered beneath the surface, fueled by nationalist fervor and religious zeal. In Anatolia, remnants of the Ottoman Empire rallied under the banner of a charismatic leader, Mustafa Kemal Pasha, who vowed to drive the Portuguese invaders from their lands. Employing guerrilla tactics and exploiting the rugged terrain to their advantage, Kemal's forces launched a relentless campaign of sabotage and ambushes, disrupting Portuguese supply lines and inflicting heavy casualties on their troops. Meanwhile, in Persia, the Qajar dynasty, alarmed by Portugal's encroachment on their sovereignty, forged alliances with neighboring powers, including the formidable Russian Empire, in a bid to counteract the Portuguese threat. With the backing of powerful allies and a fierce determination to defend their homeland, Persian forces mounted a spirited defense against Portuguese incursions, turning the tide of battle in their favor. Despite these setbacks, Queen Maria remained resolute in her determination to consolidate Portuguese control over the Middle East. Through a combination of military might and diplomatic finesse, she sought to quell dissent and win over hearts and minds, offering concessions to local rulers and religious leaders in exchange for their loyalty and cooperation. Yet, as the flames of rebellion continued to smolder and external powers plotted against her, Queen Maria knew that the struggle for dominance in the Middle East was far from over. With each passing day, the Portuguese Empire faced new challenges and adversaries, testing the resilience of its armies and the resolve of its queen. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty, one thing remained certain. Portugal's destiny as a global power hung in the balance, its fate intertwined with the tumultuous affairs of the Middle East. Episode 4: Legacy and Transformation. As the 20th century dawned, the Portuguese Empire stood as a formidable force in the Middle East, its influence stretching from the shores of North Africa to the mountains of Persia. Under the visionary leadership of Queen Maria, Portugal had transformed the region, ushering in an era of prosperity, innovation, and cultural exchange. In the bustling markets of Cairo and Istanbul, Portuguese merchants traded goods from every corner of the globe, enriching the coffers of the empire and fueling a renaissance of art, science, and learning. Portuguese scholars, inspired by the ancient wisdom of the East, delved into the study of astronomy, mathematics, and philosophy, laying the groundwork for groundbreaking discoveries and advancements that would shape the course of human history. Yet, despite the apparent tranquility of Portuguese rule, tensions simmered beneath the surface as rival powers and nationalist movements plotted to challenge Portuguese hegemony. In Anatolia, Mustafa Kemal Pasha, emboldened by his victories against the Portuguese, rallied his followers in a bid to reclaim their independence and restore the glory of the Ottoman Empire. In Persia, the Qajar dynasty, weary of Portuguese interference in their affairs, forged alliances with neighboring powers, including the rising star of the East, the Empire of Japan, in a bid to break free from Portuguese dominance. As whispers of revolution and rebellion echoed across the Middle East, Queen Maria knew that the empire she had built with blood, sweat, and tears stood on the brink of collapse. Yet, even as challenges mounted and adversaries closed in from all sides, Queen Maria remained undaunted, drawing strength from the legacy of her ancestors and the unwavering loyalty of her subjects. With cunning diplomacy and steadfast resolve, she navigated the treacherous currents of politics and power, seeking to preserve the empire her forefathers had fought so hard to build. As the world teetered on the brink of global conflict, the fate of the Middle East hung in the balance, its destiny irrevocably intertwined with the legacy of Portugal's audacious conquest. And as Queen Maria gazed out upon the vast expanse of her empire, she knew that the greatest challenge lay not in the battles fought on distant shores, but in the struggle to secure peace and prosperity for generations to come. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.